Welcome to the buried truth. It started as an ordinary Friday night, the kind where the city glows with energy and everyone is rushing somewhere. College students spilled out of cafes, rideshare cars pulled in and out of busy streets, and music drifted from bars as friends celebrated the end of another long week. Among them was 22-year-old Emily Carter, a student at Westmont University, focused, responsible, and always careful. That night, she celebrated a new internship offer with her two closest friends. They talked, laughed, took selfies, and enjoyed a simple night out. Nothing unusual, nothing dangerous, nothing that hinted she would never make it home. Around 11:45 p.m., Emily stepped outside the bar, phone in hand, and opened her rideshare app. She ordered a Cara silver sedan, license plate ending in 214. Her battery was dropping but still had enough charge to get her home. She hugged her friends, promised to message them when she arrived, and walked toward the sidewalk where cars lined up waiting for passengers. It was the last moment that felt normal. Two cars were parked near the curb. One of them, a dark sedan, matched the shape of the vehicle she often got from ride apps. The driver lowered his window and spoke her name softly. It sounded calm. Routine. Just another pickup. Emily, trusting the moment, stepped forward, opened the door, and sat inside. Seconds later, her phone buzzed with a notification. Your driver is arriving now in a silver sedan. Emily's eyes widened. She looked around the unfamiliar interior. Before she could react, the car pulled away from the curb. The driver didn't speak again. He kept his face forward, hands tight on the wheel, and the streets blurred past. Emily tried calling her friends, but her phone kept failing to connect. Whether it was bad signal or simple panic, she wasn't sure. All she knew was that something felt terribly wrong. She asked the driver if he was her rideshare. He didn't answer. She repeated the question. Silence. The car only moved faster, turning into quieter streets. At 12:18 a.m., her friends texted her to ask if she'd reached home. No reply. A few minutes later, they tried calling, still nothing. They told themselves she had probably fallen asleep. But as the minutes turned to hours, that comfort faded. By 3 a.m., a missing person report was filed. Emily was responsible, always in touch, and never the type to stay out late without notice. By sunrise, her photo was being shared online, her smiling face filling social feeds with the hashtag #FindEmilyCarter. The community reacted fast, offering tips, sharing posts, and searching neighborhoods. Investigators reviewed security footage from outside the bar. There, they saw Emily walking toward a dark sedan. The camera captured a partial plate that didn't match her official ride. The vehicle wasn't registered to any rideshare company. It was a private car someone used to imitate rideshare pickups, a tactic investigators had seen in other states but rarely in their own city. Police traced the car through traffic cameras from one block to another. It moved through different streets, then out toward an industrial area, one filled with warehouses, storage lots, and long stretches with no residential homes. Not a place people usually went at night. The search for Emily intensified. Officers canvassed the industrial district, interviewed night shift workers, and used drones to cover the wide, dark landscape. Volunteers joined the search, bringing flashlights, posters, and hope. News channels aired her story hourly. The public watched closely. 3 days into the investigation, police found something. A witness. A truck driver reported seeing a dark sedan around 2 a.m. near a construction site. The car was parked awkwardly, lights off, as if someone didn't want to be noticed. The witness didn't think much of it at the time, but the moment now seemed important. Using that clue, investigators searched the construction site area. They found a few scattered personal items, some belonging to Emily, confirming she had been there. But she wasn't found nearby. Forensic teams studied footprints, tire marks, and objects left behind. Everything pointed to a vehicle leaving in a hurry. Days passed. Each new lead ended in uncertainty. But then detectives found an abandoned phone near a fence line on the edge of the industrial district. It was damaged but recoverable. Technicians managed to retrieve partial data, tracing the last few pings before it shut down. Each clue narrowed the search. Eventually, investigators discovered an unusual connection: a man named Daniel Pierce, who owned a car matching the one seen on cameras. He wasn't a rideshare driver. He wasn't a student. He wasn't known to the police. He lived alone, worked quiet jobs, and kept to himself. But his vehicle history and recent movements placed him directly near the area Emily was last seen. When officers reached his residence, he was gone. The house was undisturbed, but clearly left in a hurry. Detectives widened the search perimeter and issued a statewide alert. For weeks, the case remained active, with officers following every credible lead. Emily's family pushed tirelessly, speaking to media outlets, organizing search parties, and working with police to ensure the case never went cold. Community members held vigils and shared her story, hoping for a breakthrough. 2 months later, hikers near a remote woodland trail found signs of a temporary campsite. It looked abandoned, no fire, no food, no personal belongings, but it had been used recently. Officers searched the surrounding woods and nearby valleys. After hours of combing difficult terrain, they found a shallow depression in the ground, with disturbed soil. Beneath it lay a body later confirmed to be Emily. Though devastating, the discovery brought crucial closure. The medical examiner found no signs of prolonged suffering, no evidence of intentional injury meant to shock or horrify. It appeared that Emily's life ended shortly after she disappeared. The tragedy was deeply painful, but the details were mercifully less horrific than some cases investigators had seen. The search for Daniel continued. Tips came from multiple states, each uncertain, but one day, nearly 8 months after Emily's disappearance, a hiker in a remote mountain area stumbled upon a man's remains near an improvised shelter. Identification confirmed it was Daniel Pierce. The cause of death was ruled as self-inflicted. He had been dead for months, likely shortly after Emily's story gained national attention. Inside a weathered backpack near his body, investigators found a notebook. It contained lists of locations, bars, parking lots, pickup areas, places where people commonly ordered rides at night. The notes showed a pattern of someone observing routines, not necessarily acting, but watching enough to understand how easily people trusted the appearance of a ride. The information in the notebook allowed law enforcement to contact previous potential targets, ensuring none had been harmed. Emily's case changed national rideshare procedures. Her parents worked with lawmakers and major ride apps to create new safety features: code-based pickup verification, license plate scanning, and audible driver confirmation. These features, now widely used, have prevented dozens of similar incidents. Emily's story remains a reminder that even the most ordinary choices require caution. A quiet, responsible young woman lost her life because someone took advantage of trust. Her legacy, however, has saved countless others, and through improved laws, safer systems, and increased public awareness, Emily continues to protect millions who ride home every night believing they are safe. Safety begins with one small step. Always confirm the driver, the car, and the details. A few seconds of caution can change everything. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories from the buried truth.